Morning, guys. Okay, we got some construction outside, so I'm going to try to do a quick video. Not make it too long, but I like to do a video a day. And today I want to talk about. I was in a meeting earlier, and people wonder when they're new, like they haven't been restored to sanity yet. They haven't worked the steps yet. They haven't had a spiritual awakening yet. So what do we do? How do we stay sober without, before we work all 12 steps, stuff like that, right? And it's important to follow the path. Rarely have we seen a person fail who's thoroughly followed the path just by being on the path and following the path. It seems like people are staying sober. Go to a lot of meetings. That's what I did when I was new. I got a lot of phone numbers. I would be at service. I felt part of. I felt useful. I would go on panels, and I would make coffee and took different commitments, literature commitments and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what did help me a lot when I was new, was page 151. One time I was at a newcomer meeting. I was new. I got the book, and somebody wrote in there, it says, if you feel like drinking, read page 151, okay? So a couple of times I felt like drinking in the early days, and I would read page 151, and I would remember what I was chasing. And then I would remember what I'd end up with every time. And I'll just do it real quick. It's a vision for you, page 151. It says, for most normal folks, drinking means conviviality, companionship, and colorful imagination. It means release from care, boredom, and worry. Remember those days? It worked. At one time it did work, It is joyous intimacy with friends and a feeling that life is good. But not so with us in those last days of heavy drinking. The old pleasures were gone. They were but memories. Never could we recapture the great moments of the past. There was an insistent yearning to enjoy life as we once did, and a heartbreaking obsession that some new miracle of control would enable us to do it. Remember that? The obsession to control and enjoy our drinking. That's the problem, right? There was always one more attempt and one more failure. It said the less people tolerated us, the more we withdrew from society, from life itself. As we became subjects of King Alcohol, shivering denizens of his mad realm, the chilling vapor that is loneliness settled down. It thickened, ever becoming blacker. Some of us sought out sordid places, hoping to find understanding, companionship, and approval. Momentarily we did, then would come oblivion, the awful awakening to face the hideous four horsemen. Terror, bewilderment, frustration, despair. Unhappy drinkers who read this page will understand. So, I remember that every time I would get uncomfortable in early sobriety or frustrated or in self-pity or like a lot of shame, a lot of fear. If you guys are new, I know you got fear of the future, and it's usually got to do about money or what's going to happen to me, or what if she leaves or he leaves, or whatever it is, right? There's a lot of fear. So I would think about that conviviality. I would think from release from care, boredom, and worry. My head would start thinking that way, right? But I would remember every time I ever picked up a drink, and the last years of drinking always became terror, bewilderment, frustration, despair. So over on the next page it says, okay, we have shown how we got out from under. You say yes, I'm willing, but I know I have to stop. Okay, I know I got to give this up. This is killing me. But am I to be consigned to a life where I shall be stupid, boring, and glum, like some righteous people I see? I know I must get along without liquor, but how can I? Have you a sufficient substitute? And the book says, yes, there is a substitute, and there's vastly more than that. It is a fellowship in Alcoholics Anonymous. There you will find release from care, boredom, and worry. Your imagination will be fired. Life will mean something at last. We'll have purpose in life. We'll recover and help other people recover. We're part of something big. We're saving lives here. Okay? Life is finally meaning something at last. The most satisfactory years of your existence lie ahead. So, we trick ourselves. We trick ourselves when we're uncomfortable. We start thinking about the good old days that are long gone, never to be recaptured again. And we start thinking about that release from care, boredom, and worry, and feeling that life is good. But man, we get them four horsemen, and terror, bewilderment, frustration, and despair. And I like to throw in impending doom and incomprehensible demoralization every time. There was one more attempt and there was one more failure, And hopefully, that page alone cannot keep you sober. That'll give you a powerful desire to stop drinking, but that alone will not keep you sober. But that page, when it might motivate you to get to a meeting. It might motivate you to call other alcoholics. It might motivate you to do something in the program where you're not in danger of getting, especially going to a meeting or getting together with other alcoholics. The fellowship, do something, right? We gotta have some fun here. We do something with other alcoholics, so we're not bored and just going around not drinking. You know what I mean? Just going around not drinking. That's a terrible state to be in. So the fellowship is a substitute for that old way of living, which is gone anyway. I haven't had a happy drink in my last 5 years of drinking, and yet I'm still chasing that release from fear, boredom, and worry, and it's a lie. I'm lying to myself. The real truth is I end up with terror, bewilderment, frustration, and despair. It's every time. But when you feel so uncomfortable, you got to do something. So instead of going to the bottle, instead of going to the alcohol, I go to the people. I go to the fellowship in Alcoholics Anonymous. I go to the meetings. I see what these guys are doing, and try to have fun with them. Try to be of service with them. Try to be useful with them. And it helped me a lot. When I was new, that page helped me a lot. So I hope it helps you guys, especially if you're new. It's a good page to read. 151. Okay, guys. We'll talk later. Love y'all.